Good day, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro in the afternoon. I thought I might be here sooner, but I had to rearrange my morning. I had a doctor's appointment. I had to go through some paperwork, with my colleague, if you will. And I got up super early, so I'm on a different time frame. I'm scrambling my pattern right now in my life. Hey everybody, welcome to the conversation. I'm scrambling my pattern right now, something that I talk to you guys about a lot. I am doing that to myself right now. I am practicing what I teach. Hello. So today's talk has come to me naturally because it's something that's definitely important to me and my lifestyle and my sanity right now in this moment. How's everybody doing? Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro in a different time of the day. You got your morning drink anyway? Hey everybody. I know, huh? It's fun. Fun nail color. All of that good stuff. How's everybody doing? How are you feeling? I know I haven't seen you in like probably a couple weeks now, as far as like doing a morning talks. Wear very right, practice what you preach. Hello. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm practicing what I teach right now. I am scrambling my pattern. I have been recently, I had what I might call a come to Jesus moment. And it was real for me because it was at a moment where I ended up doing some serious self-reflection. Hey y'all, welcome to the conversation. I ended up doing some serious self-reflection, and within that I went into this deep space and I realized something that I had not been aware of before that moment, and I was like, whoa. And that was that sometimes, I know a lot of you in the chat may be able to relate to this, you can be going, taking care of everything around you, managing your space, even managing other people, especially for me as a coach. And then I realized that there were things about me that I was neglecting. There was some consistent care and nurturing that I was not giving myself. And I had one of those moments where I was in tears in the mirror, like, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like giving it up to myself. It is so important, you guys, to pause. Thank you so much, everybody. It is so important to pause. I put up a post the other day about just giving yourself permission to pause. We can be going, and we can forget to nurture ourselves. So today's conversation is going to be about self-nurturing, especially, well, for everybody, and especially for people in relationships and not in relationships. Single people, there are certain things that singles need to do, I think, and it would be beneficial for them to do, especially when I hear people talking about feeling lonely and stuff like that. There's a lot of self-care that can happen, but you got to pause to do it. You got to pause to do it. After I had that moment with myself, I booked a massage session. I finally booked my facial session. I can't even tell you the last time that I've had a facial. You know what I'm saying? Just doing something for me that even nurtures my femininity, that just makes me feel cared for, because I love myself, right? You got to love yourself. Some of us, if you're feeling lonely, you know how they say when babies are born into the world, and if they don't get enough love and care, they will die? That means to me that we must be wired for connection. So sometimes, even if you don't have a partner in your life, and this is for people who are partnered, because there are people who are partnered and still don't get affection. They still feel lonely in a relationship. Hello? So book yourself a massage. Even if it's one of those Thai massages that they're less expensive because they want to do more volume. Just having human touch can be huge for self-care, can be huge for you feeling like you're being cared for and connecting with another human being. And because they specialize in that and their focus in the moment is to make you feel better, it can really be good for your psychological health. Hello? Hello? Hey, everybody. Let's see what you're saying. Welcome to the conversation. We're going to get it in. All right. Beautiful hands and nails. Thank you. It's been a while and now I'm back. Miss you. Hey, Lo Bass. What up? Thank you for your kind words yesterday at the hospital. You got it, Lori. I hope you're doing even better today. Yep, this is right on point, Coach. Let's talk about it, baby. I agree. You have to love yourself. Yes, you have to take care of yourself. That's deep. Wow. Say word, Shamika. Lonely in the relationship, love with their phones. Honey, you are sugar. So, yes, how many people do we know that are in relationships, but they're not happy? Or they're in relationships, but they still feel like they're single. You know, they still feel like they're alone. So, and you know, I've heard a great concept that I think is really wonderful. Even when you do get partnered, learn to be single great. Meaning, you spend time with you. You know how to enjoy you. You know how to nurture you so that you are bringing a whole you to your relationship. Learn to be single while you're partnered. And this way you're not too clingy, right? You're not too hangers on. You know how to create a support system within your relationship and outside of it. And hopefully that enhances your experience with the other person. You sound lovable and huggable. Sending love and hugs. Bless up. I get my own massage every 4 to 5 weeks. It's so good for you. Man, I intend to do at least 2 massages a month. That's my goal. It's hard for me to remember to take care of myself on that level. There's some of us, we need to put it in our calendars. Let's make our smartphones make us smarter. Let's let our smartphones support us. Put this stuff in your calendar and give yourself an alert. Book a massage. Book a facial. Go spend some alone time at one of your favorite places. All of this stuff that can put you in a better feeling space so that you can bring a better quality you to any situation. Better quality thinking, and you're not giving from depletion. How many of us are giving from depletion? We are just not recharging. We're not renewing. We're not, taking some time to restore. We got to give ourselves permission to do that. Because some of us feel like you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep giving. Right? But if you are not giving from the greatest quality of you, what is the quality of your giving? What is the quality of your being? So I really had that moment with myself. And I was like, all right, Ro. And it was so deep that I have been consistent with it. I'm even trying something right now. I know I'm not going to stick to it per se because I don't have a strong enough why that I need to have this specific lifestyle, but it's definitely altering my my eating diet, like for a lifestyle change. And that's going on a no sugar thing. That's interesting. But that's supposed to help with clarity. If you need some major weight loss, it can help with any disease you're dealing with, especially diabetes. A lot of stuff can be alleviated. Inflammation, when you take sugar out of the diet. And then when you find out how much sugar is in everything, even the stuff that you don't think sugar's in, it's like, oh my goodness. It's wild. So I just picked up, and I could share this with you guys if you want me to, but you can also Google this. It's the 21-day sugar detox. Get that. It's a picture of the things that you can eat, the things that would not be good to eat, and the things that you can kind of do, but you don't want to do too much. I was like, thank you so much, because I couldn't figure out what to eat. I was like, well, what can I eat? You know what I mean? So I'm learning a lot about food just by doing that. And I'm going to make some alterations to my lifestyle. Not to say I'm going sugarless, because I like sugar. I don't have a need to eliminate it from my life. But it is definitely helping me to learn how much sugar is in a lot of things and how I can cut back on some things for more clarity, less inflammation in the body. You know what I'm saying? Less crashes, whatever. Okay. Yeah, salt can be something else too to look into, right? All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. This is the key to a great relationship. Nancy, hey Nancy, you need time for you individually, even within a relationship. Absolutely. I think that's probably one of the keys, other than communication, to a great relationship, friendship, whatever. Like, learn to nurture you and do you well. And then you're bringing more of a wholeness with you to the situation. And who knows how that can benefit the partnership, because it's not so clingy or hangers on, or you don't need everything from them in order for you to be happy. You're just bringing, hopefully, more happiness to the situation. It's powerful. Hey, Trey, do a podcast. Well, this is kind of my podcast, right? 4 tablespoons. You're diabetic, okay. Sugar's... So sugar is everything. Down for the challenge. Okay, Shanika. It can be powerful. Look up, you guys, because I always say, anytime you want to do something, get informed so that you can strengthen your reason why you're doing it, especially if it's something that's difficult, that you would not normally try to pull off. Get informed about what it is you want to do. So if you want to do a no sugar detox or no sugar for a week, I immersed in information that could tell me how to pull it off and then what were the benefits, because I got to know the reason why I'm doing it, or I'm not going to want to push through. What's the benefit on the other side of me doing what's hard? Right? Hey, hey, PMO. Let me know how that goes. Sounds hard, but I'm sure it's beneficial. Need to lower my sugar intake. Absolutely, Nancy. I highly recommend just getting on Google or getting into YouTube and just look at all those videos. There's a great channel on YouTube. Some of you might be familiar with it, by Tom Bilyeu. I think the spelling on his name is Bilyeu, possibly. Talk about high level, next level, intelligent information that truly brings on some of the best minds in every field that he taps into. He's an incredible interviewer. He asks excellent questions, and he brings on people who are experts in their fields or people who have conquered some amazing things, and then they speak from that space to give you information that's going to help you to enhance your life and take things to the next level. Tom Bilyeu's channel, he has several people that have been on there talking about the no sugar and what sugar does, and then how it contributes to so many different diseases in our lives. And if you take it out, what benefits you can get. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. Less inflammation would be great. Do you know that a lot of disease is rooted in inflammation? It's rooted in being inflamed. So if you just find out what you're putting in your body that will reduce inflammation, and then also maybe what you can take as far as herbs and natural remedies that can reduce inflammation, and also what you can do in your lifestyle, whether that's working out, whether that's drinking more water, whatever those things are. If you just research how to reduce inflammation, watch a lot of the dis-ease that you deal with start to dissipate and or disappear. Inflammation seems to be the root of a lot of disease. Now, is it going to take some major discipline? Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you feel like it's worth it because you want a certain quality of life, go for it. Go for it. So who in the chat has been feeling like they haven't been taking the best care of themselves? Who in the chat has been feeling like they've been overwhelmed or pulled in too many different directions, or just don't know how to pause? Who feels that way? Anybody in the chat? Because I know I just got my butt all the way in order after I had my moment. I was like, whoa. You not only do you need to give yourself care now, but we need to be consistent about it. This needs to be implemented into your lifestyle. We can always keep tweaking how we're handling ourselves, how we're treating ourselves. And the better care you give yourself, the better care you're probably going to receive from other people, because they're going to see it, they're going to respect it possibly. And the better care you'll probably feel you deserve from your environment. Nancy says she's been feeling that way. Hey, Mule. Marquita says she's been feeling that way. You haven't been pouring back into yourself after giving of yourself to people, and you're learning a lesson the hard way. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And we don't want to wait until we break down before we get the picture. You don't want to wait until you're completely depleted and you're overwhelmed and possibly straining your relationships or ruining your connections, snapping off on everybody because you have not been doing your due diligence, taking care of you, pausing so that you can give from overflow as opposed to depletion. Pausing so that you can shape up the quality of how you're presenting yourself, even so that you don't, feel a certain kind of way and then bring that person into the public, and who knows how you're going to react, right? Hey, Juanita, how you doing? Shirley, good for you. I'm glad to hear that you are on top of it, darling. Yes, you realize, especially for your daughter's life and well, yes, 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 yes. And you broke down and now you're understanding. And sometimes it takes the breakdown, right? In order for us to really get it. So, you know, when I got some of my major lessons, either my back was against the wall or I had to skin my butt real bad. Unfortunately, these talks are hopefully to avoid unnecessary pain. But some of us do need that, that pain to move us in another direction, because it could get comfortable not doing what you need to do for yourself. Hey, Sarah. Shamika says, because that's you're not pouring into yourself. That's right. I hear you. That's been snapping at work, right? Not taking care of yourself, not pausing and nurturing you can really have some negative effects on your outer environment. It can have adverse effects on your relationships. It can have adverse effects on how you communicate to other people. And you don't even know it, because you're not stopping and taking and checking in with you and finding out what's going on. You even just taking care of yourself is going to change your level of confidence with how you present yourself to the public. How many of you have gotten so lazy or in a cycle that makes you feel like, forget it, I'm too far gone or something? But it's hampering your ability to even feel confident in yourself. And then you don't even want to present yourself to a possible mate, romantic lover, or open yourself up to a new friendship or relationship because you're too self-conscious. And if you would just take better care of yourself, you'd have more confidence to get out there. All right? Let's see what you're saying. But how do you catch yourself slipping? Check in with your value system. You guys know how big I am on having a value system and knowing what, not having one, but everybody has one. But do you know what it is? Are you aware of it? So that everything that you encounter, whether it's a person or a situation, you can measure that with your values and say, hey, wait a minute, how does this sync up or not sync up with my values? What's important to me? When you find out what is valuable to you, like, for example, you may feel that you value honesty from people. You may value keeping your word. You may value being on time. Some people value that big time, and when people don't show up on time, it pisses them off, right? You may value family. You may value strong friendships. You may value when people show appreciation to others or to you when you do something. You may value thoughtfulness. Whatever those things are, get clear about what you value. And if you have a hard time doing that, don't forget, you guys, I always do my best to make myself available for one-on-one sessions. Go to RhonaBennett.com, book a coaching session, or join Personal Power University. And the next round of transformation is coming up in January at the top of 2020. Come on. We got to get on that. Okay, 2020 vision is coming in, baby. Some major energy shifts. Not only are we coming into a new year, we're coming into a new decade. Even if you take time to just cocoon for a little bit and find out, where am I in my life right now? Where am I with my goals? Have they revised themselves? What do I want now? What do I choose to surround myself with now? What are the things I'd like to accomplish, not only over the next year, but maybe over the next 10 years? What are the 2020s going to look like? And what is the next best step I can take to get the ball rolling on that? And how can I get consistent until I get to my results? Go to RhonaBennett.com if you would like to book a one-on-one live Skype coaching session with me to help get you on track and hopefully keep you on track. Or join Personal Power University. It will be my pleasure to help you take the next bold and best step. Sarah says, now I'm healthier than I've ever been and working in a great career. I know, congratulations. You're about to go in. It's about time for 360. Okay. All right. Get it in, baby. Get it in. Now or never. No, of course you can do it at any time. Why not now? Now is a great time to do whatever thing you want to do. Now is a great time to make the shift. So, I would like for you all in the Morning Talks with Ro tribe to throw into the comments your suggestions for excellent ways to self-nurture, especially moving into the new year. What can we do from this day until the end of this year to take care of ourselves and put ourselves in a great and empowered mindset that's going to move us into the next greatest version of ourselves? Throw in some suggestions, because you guys always have amazing information to add to the conversation. So everybody, I want you to take a moment and throw into the chat what you think would be a great way for us all to self-nurture. Now or never, baby. Your new look is so stunning. Oh, thank you, Daryl. Thank you. I'll be playing. I'll be playing back and forth. Hey, John. Welcome to the conversation. Right now, we are talking about self-nurturing because a lot of us need to do it, and some of us don't even realize how much we need it. I didn't realize how much I needed it 2 weeks ago, and then I had a moment that broke me down. And I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, yo, pay attention to you. What do you need, bro? So that you are not giving from depletion, so that you are not feeling in any way diminished, so that you are giving yourself an opportunity to present your best you yet again. Yeah, we can keep tweaking and revising. Nobody's perfect. What is perfect, right? So let's see what you're saying. Exercise. Huge, John. Exercise. Woo! We're going to talk about exercise. I'm so stoked about 2020. It's going to be an amazing year. So for so many people, say no to things that are not good for you. Bless up. Self-honor. Great way to self-nurture. Hello. Start by saying, I love you. That's what I did 2 weeks ago in a major way. I literally was loving on me in the mirror. I know it may sound weird to those that are in the chat, but I'm telling you right now, it can be one of the most powerful, rewarding, and necessary things, especially if you're not hearing it in your outside environment. But even if you are, love on you. Please. Good afternoon, Jordan. Let's see what Shanika says. Be compassionate with yourself. Absolutely. Let yourself, give yourself a, who's hard on themselves in the chat? Who's got a negative mental chatterbox that keeps turning over everything that's wrong with you? Everything that's wrong with the decision you made. You know what I'm saying? Who's stuck in the past? Who's not letting themselves progress? Let's see. Mirror work, get that. I'm telling you, mirror work is huge. That's one of the first things that I did in my youth and moving throughout my adulthood that has continued to build my self-confidence. Looking in the mirror and loving on me and speaking about each body part, especially the parts that we got an issue with. Talk to them. Talk to them. Okay, let's see. Hey, Michael. Let's say I'm a bad bitch. Hello. Breathing exercise and practice not getting out of character with self due to others' behavior to better yourself. Meditation, huge. If you're looking for a practical way to meditate, you guys, because, hey, I was just like a lot of people where you're like, look, I get the concept, I think. Sounds like it's cool. Sounds like it could be beneficial, but I ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know how to keep my brain from going here and there. You know what I mean? I found out about something called Vedic, V as in vixen, E, D as in dog, I, C as in cat, Vedic meditation. Changed my relationship with that practice. Because for me, what my guru taught me is that it's not about shutting your brain down. It's not about trying to oust all those thoughts that are going through. Our computer is constantly going. Of course, it's processing thoughts. And especially if you meditate in the morning, it's letting off all kinds of thoughts from your dream state, right? It's letting off all kinds of thoughts that you're still trying to process, maybe from the day before. Maybe if there's something that is bothering you, or something that you have heavy on your heart, or just something that you need to do at work, or anything that you're turning over in your mind and you've yet to come to a resolve about it. Your brain could be turning that over constantly. So you still want to meditate in that state of being, right? So how do I pull it off? Embrace it. Embrace the fact that you're thinking all over the place. Don't try to shut it down. Watch the thoughts like passing cars. Embrace them. You know how right now I'm sitting on the road, I'm looking at cars, I'm not judging them, I'm just seeing them pass by. I'm not thinking they're good or bad or right or wrong. I'm not wondering who's in them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing that we all do when you're driving. You're just watching cars pass you by as you get home or you're going to work. You're not judging the cars that are going by. Normally, we're just observing. And that's what you want to do with your thoughts. You want to just observe them. And then because you're not fighting them, what you resist persists. Because you're not fighting them, then the brain can calm down because you're embracing the fact that it's happening. And you can also see, if you can sit in that moment long enough without judgment, what are those thoughts trying to possibly tell you? Sometimes there's a message in them, and sometimes it's just thoughts, that energy that needs to let off. And then once you let that energy off, it's like, oh, okay. And every meditation is different. It's not always like you're going to come out so, it's going to be this super peaceful experience. Sometimes it's going to feel like there was a lot of energy going on in my meditation and my brain was all over the place. But guess what? Even that helps the mind to calm and to deal with life a bit better, just because you gave it time to process. Sometimes you might go into a transcendental space where it's like, and you're going to get that experience. Other times it may bring up stuff that you didn't know was maybe you buried it, or maybe you didn't know it was buried. Emotional baggage, things that still need to be dealt with, that maybe now, because you're still, they have an opportunity to bubble up to the front of your conscious mind. And you may tear. Don't judge it. Just let it happen. So once I learned Vedic meditation, it mirrored my spiritual life, which is about being in a state of allowance, learning to embrace what's happening around you without judgment. Huge. Huge. Imagine if you lived your life and everywhere you went, you just allowed it to happen without judgment. What would happen to your peace? What would happen to your level of stress if you were just allowing people to be who they are, allowing situations to happen the way they happen, and you didn't judge it? You were just a witness. You just observed that it was happening. What would happen to your peace of mind? Look at what you guys are saying. You need to find the time to stretch more. I'm sorry, I know I'm not paying attention. Lord knows my mental chatterbox is at work this week. Prayer, huge, huge, huge for self-nurturing. Agreed. Yes, meditation, set realistic resolutions, and watch them morph into standards. Interesting way to say that. Always find an hour of me time to yourself. I love that, Dee. Hey, Beverly, welcome to the conversation. Okay. Wow, Leek said, okay, so I bet you're thinking about what I said, right? Imagine if you went through life. Just try this for a day, you guys. This is a challenge. I have a challenge for all those who are willing to take it. I do this with my students, and it is groundbreaking. Okay? Tomorrow, or for the rest of today. How about today? Because you won't forget. You know how we are. Distraction. Y'all hang this up. Y'all be distracted, right? Okay, so when we get off this talk, allow everything to just happen without judgment. Don't make it right. Don't make it wrong. Don't make it good. Don't make it bad. Be neutral. Just be an observer. The word I like to use is be a witness. Just witness it. That means that you are allowing something or someone to show up exactly as it is, and you're not judging it. You're just going to allow it to be. Watch what happens. If you're not judging it, where's your peace? It's present. Where's your anger? It's gone. Where's your sadness? It's gone. Because you're not judging something anymore. You're not making it good or bad that it's in your life or not. You're just saying, okay, it is what it is. All right, this is a thing right now. This is a thing I'm experiencing. That's interesting. Maybe just say that. That's interesting. And then leave. Don't judge it. Don't feel any way about it. Allow yourself to not feel any way about it. Just be in a state of allowance. Imagine if you, this is what monks and stuff do. Imagine if you lived your life like this daily. What would happen to your peace of mind? Now, of course, I'm not saying, okay, disengage completely, you know? Yes, you're going to engage at times, but remember your power to choose. And there are times, and I will practice this because we're creatures of habit. We need the practice. We're going to forget not to judge. You're going to forget. You got to keep practicing. I say put posters everywhere. Don't judge. Don't judge. Don't make it right or wrong. Don't make it good or bad. Just be a witness. Don't put it everywhere so you can see it, because, you know, we're so used to judging. And neutralize, and then just be in a state of allowance. Well, that's interesting. Okay. I'm not going to feel mad or good or happy or neutralize. Try it for the rest of the day. And when we see each other again, I want you guys to give me some feedback about your experience. It's a very powerful practice. And you can choose to do this at any time you want. So, self-nurturing. Also, the power to choose. The power to keep your peace. The power to not focus on that thing that's driving you crazy. To choose not to do that. The power to think, to stretch your perspective about what else something could mean. The power to choose to step away from someone or something that's been toxic or taking or stealing, feeling like it's stealing your joy. The power to choose to focus on that which would bring you more joy. Self-nurturing. The power to choose to schedule a date night with yourself every week. Why wait for a partnership? Or why wait for your partner? What can you do for you once a week? Even if it's something as simple as, give me my hour, as I think Dee said. Let me go into this bathroom. Let me clean it up. Make it immaculate. Let me go buy some candles from the, dollar candles, all those little white candles or whatever color you love. Light several of them in the bathroom. Turn on some of your favorite music if that brings you joy. Or read your favorite book, or listen to something amazing, audio book, something, whatever you want to do. What can you do for you that's a date night every week? Let's see what you say. Okay. Right, Dee? Powerful, yeah? And for those of us who really need an intervention, what can you do today? What can you do today? Just decide, I am going to do something for me today that brings me joy. Okay? You took the breath with me? Shout out. What can you do for you? For those of us who need a real intervention, and for those of us who just haven't paused in a while, will you give yourself permission? Will you choose to pause today and do something for you, even if it's just watching a comedy or watching some stand-up comedy on YouTube for about 45 minutes or 30 minutes? Even if it's to go to the grocery store and pick up something that you love to cook. What is it? What are those things that you do when you feel like you're in the zone, when you feel like you're just in a flow? Will you give yourself permission to pause and just do that today? Hey, Vita. Thank you. Will you do that for yourself? And good for you, Dee. And don't just say it and forget that you said it in the chat. Like, put it in your phone if you need to remind yourself. I think I gotta move now. There's a school bus There's a school bus coming. The babies are coming. Okay, so I've had a wonderful talk with you guys. I don't want to be on here and be unsafe. But it's been beautiful connecting with you all. And I will see you next time, okay? Bye.